Mr. Vibe Williams, and I love the book called The Boats Are Back.
Well, we say thank you and also kudos to them, to TALLE. They did a great thing for us, because if not of them, there is no need for us to be able to do this kind or to arrange this training for our kids in class.
So we organization a local NGO in the Association of Language and Literacy Educators Reading Sierra Leone, for short, TALLE-Reading Sierra Leone.
TALLE-Reading Sierra Leone, we can summarily say, is an outcome of a response due to the issues that are centered around the challenges the country is undergoing, especially in terms of performance in the area of literacy and also numeracy. We all know the exit exams of the country. The most important are two. We're talking about basic education and the senior secondary school exams.
We focus on various aspects in terms of the educational system, of which we get Boku umbrella under the educational system, of which we get, of course, teacher training. So we do for train teachers them how them for use different pedagogies them, how for teach picking them in a classroom for classroom instruction purposes.
Yeah, the training before them, there is no enough materials. We don't even know how to go about it. But because of TALLE-RSL, arranged the training, conducted the training for us, they taught us how to improvise, how to go about these materials, these locally made materials.
Locally made materials align strongly with literacy, gender equality, and even inclusive education, because it makes learning more relevant, more friendly, more accessible, and even equitable.
So before the creation of this material, there are a series of challenges because there were not enough teaching and learning materials in the class. So as a teacher, when you have enough teaching and learning materials, it will make your teaching to be lively, and the children also will like the process.
Of course, we started as an organization based on research what they be doing at the country in terms of this English and math failure, what we get as a country.
That one is so important because, excuse me, for the children to be fluent in reading, they should first of all know these alphabetical strips. How? We teach them. They should know the sound of the alphabet, how to pronounce words, and it helps them a lot.
Now let's talk about literacy. You know, the literacy aspect talks about the identification of letters, or reading, learning vocabularies, and even comprehension.
So the materials we make is a response to the challenge in the schools. You keep hearing scarcity of material. The parents, they are buying books. By the time the books they buy, they ended up not even being used effectively.
Now we create locally made materials wherein we created alphabet strips, alphabet letter words that will help pupils to identify letters and also sound letters through phonics and through vocabulary development.
Yeah, the first one, the ABC, the other one, the alphabet strip, and the other one, the wall charts, and the other one, these books or the vanguards, because they taught us that any subject that we want to teach, we should create a chart for it, a pictures like the drawing.
But when you use materials that are in a variety, you come today, you write within the blackboard. The other day when you come, you make sure that the number, for example, you've counted, you write number 11 as a numeral. You can help the children to be able not only to use their fingers to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. You can use a resource material like this, wherein you can start using it. You say, this is numeral 11, is number 11.
As a field staff, this material creation has helped me from being a facilitator to so creative, creating it in a way that for me to write these words. Before this time, I was thinking that you should just write B in any form. But by now, I now know that when writing B, there are some skills you need to use in writing B. Like for this, the shapes are to be aligned.
We asked the kids, especially for the higher classes, most of them knew how to draw. So we asked them, let them do it for themselves. Even if you, the teacher, don't know how to do it, but you can ask 1 or 2 people. They can do it more than us.
So these skills will help they are aligned because now the literacy skill is focusing on those areas. If materials are available, accessible, and even relevant, friendly to these peoples, the learning of these skills will be of great achievement. And now let's also talk about the area of gender equity.
Pupils or students in the classroom. Some of them are handicapped. They call them the disabled. Some of them, they are disabled physically, some of them not physically. So we're talking about differentiated teaching. We also have what we call gender-responsive pedagogy.
The materials we prepared look at what? The equal distribution of both boys and girls in the classroom, not only focusing on one gender.
Gender-responsive pedagogy came as a result of a long historic narrative, especially within the context of developing countries like ours in Sierra Leone. We have stereotypes that exclude the girls, making them more central.
These materials talk about both boys' roles and girls' roles. Like for example, my alphabet stories talks about different stories across the country in different districts, communities, and boys and girls, or even female and male characters in these books. So therefore, the gender equity there is very key because we are dealing with gender-responsive pedagogy. Both boys and girls are being involved in the teaching process in the classroom.
So we have methodologies that encourage holistic, because when we say gender-responsive pedagogy, not only the girls, we also support the boys, because both sexes determine the future of any community.
When we talk about inclusive education, we talk about accessibility of materials to all learners, not leaving out any marginalized group like the disabled or the rural settings. Most of these other materials that are being imported, you see that they are not accessible to those rural schools.
We come into designing materials simply because we believe that no matter the imported materials that we bring into the country, they are good. But learning to make materials out of the materials that you see around, you see them lying around, they are not. You can imagine that these things that you are seeing, you see materials like this, we call them within the numeral level. Like this is a card, it's a cartoon. We got them, they are being thrown away, we brought them.
Now we are talking about inclusive. Even if you are in the marginalized area, these learner-friendly materials will be accessible because they are prepared using local materials that are available in our country. Cartoons, van cards, markers, so on and so forth.
One of the things that hinders quality learning in the classroom is materials that are handy. Materials that are handy simply means no matter what you talk about in the classroom, if every day the child talks about, let's say this book, Sierra and her friends, all the time, Sierra and her friends, every day, Sierra and her friends. Let's say the child will become, it will be a boring lesson.
So therefore, if you have these materials that are learner-friendly, hands-on materials that are in the classroom, you decorate your classroom with these materials that the children will see every day as they move around, as they learn. It will help the learning process of these people to go of greater heights.
So also, if you talk about the issue all the time, you come to you as a teacher, when you come, all you do is the chalkboard. You just keep writing. You don't have anything that will talk about variety. Remember, we are human beings. The children we teach today are the adults of tomorrow.
Of course, if materials are not there because they are expensive, they are not accessible, you see that it hinders the learning processes of the pupils. So these are some of the differences of these two. Imported, they are expensive, they are not accessible, and they are not content-based. Whilst our own locally made materials, they are friendly, accessible, and it talks about the real-life experiences of the pupils.
When we come, we be able to target the teacher training institutions then, because the one that we found the organization now lecturers them. So they first train the teacher, the lecturers the way they produce them teachers there. So we train them based on how they forget literacy skills for teach picking them in a class.
And also we talk about the wall chat. That wall chat. They taught us that one. If you are reading along with them, you ask them to call some words, some difficult words. They read in passage, they go and paste it in the alphabet sheet. So they know how and when we are to paste these words that they have been chosen from the reading.
Most of the schools there now, in terms of the pass rate for the NPSC, they get higher pass rate. And when you go, you dey see most of we work na the school system what we dey do, and that they show say we don't create greater impact on the school system, especially with beneficiaries, and even for work with the government as well. All the DDs them they know we work because themselves them be involved in terms of what we dey do na the various districts them what we dey do.
So now to you, my teachers, my message to you is that you can use what you have to get what you want. How? You have these cartoons. At times while passing, you can even see them in the ground. Like for example, we have this, my ABC book. This talk about print materials. Materials you can pick. Like this is a biscuit paper. Okay? When you prepare this your book like this, you look for materials that you can see in the environment. Biscuits, soap, medicines, and other stuff. You use them to teach the children. These are parts of you. Make use of the opportunity because students can't learn without materials, and not all materials. They need learner-friendly materials, hands-on activity materials, age-appropriate materials.
Well, we say thank you and also kudos to them, to TALLE. They did a great thing for us because if not of them, there is no need for us to be able to do this kind or to arrange this training for our kids in class. Because for them to be able to be fluent in class, we have to go through the trainings with the teachers. Then from then we'll be able to help these kids.
The parents, we want to share the parent that the picking them not only for use no more the imported book them. Therefore able to see how they go able to use what's in there around them, especially when they're in our house. Maybe they get other things and maybe they see like a spoon, cup, plate, or even fish.
It comes in goes that one sustainability. If the children in Sierra Leone can pick this book and not only read my alphabet stories and poems, but they are able to talk about what they've read, they will be able tomorrow to defend our country. Because a country that reads and understands the meaning they read, and that meaning reflects on who and what they are, the future will be brighter. And nobody will confuse that country. Nobody will divert that country to anything that is not beneficial to the country.